All right, so if you're getting ready for your GCSEs, there's a good chance you've spent some time with Charles Causley's incredible poem, Eden Rock. It's beautiful, a little mysterious, and today, we're going to break it all down. We'll get right into the heart of its meaning to make sure you're totally ready for your exams.
So the poem kicks off with this really gentle, really intriguing line. Straight away, you're pulled into this memory, right? But listen to that phrase, somewhere beyond. That's the key. It immediately makes you think, hang on, this isn't just a real place, is it? It sets this amazing dreamlike mood from the very first line.
Okay, first things first. Let's dig into the way Causley uses language. I mean, the detail here is just incredible. He's not just telling you about a memory, he's basically dropping you right into it. He paints such a vivid picture that the whole world he's describing feels like you could almost reach out and touch it.
I mean, just look at the precision here. He doesn't just say his dad was wearing a suit. No way. He tells us he's exactly 25 years old, and the suit is genuine Irish tweed. That little detail, it's everything. It makes the whole memory feel so real, so authentic. It's like he's describing an old photograph that he's looked at a million times, you know?
And he does the exact same thing with his mother. She's captured perfectly at 23. The sprigged dress, the ribbon in her hat, it's not just a list of clothes, right? These details are working together to create this perfect, almost magical image of a moment that's just frozen in time.
And what I think is so brilliant is how he even focuses on the most ordinary things. You know, pouring milk from an old HP sauce bottle, using a bit of paper for a cork. Those are such quirky, personal little details, and that's what makes the memory feel so real and so loved. It really gives you this snapshot of a simpler, cherished time.
So, why does all this detail matter so much? Well, these aren't just random facts. They're the building blocks of the whole poem's feeling. It creates this incredibly realistic, almost photographic memory, which in turn builds this super nostalgic, loving tone. Think about it. We all tend to idealize our best memories, right? Especially of people we love. So he's painting this picture of his parents in their prime, making the whole scene feel like the safe, perfect little bubble of time.
Okay, this line right here is absolutely crucial. Her hair, the color of wheat, takes on the light. The way he talks about light, it gives his mother this almost angelic, heavenly quality. This single image lifts the whole memory from just a nice day out to something, well, something more, something spiritual. And that idea of light, definitely keep that in your back pocket because it's a huge clue to the poem's deeper meaning.
All right, let's switch gears a bit. We've talked about the words, but now let's look at how the poem is actually built. You know, its shape on the page. Because trust me, the structure here is no accident. It's a massive part of how the poem gets its message across.
So if you look at most of the poem, you'll see it's made up of these really steady four-line stanzas. We call those quatrains. And that solid, reliable structure perfectly mirrors what the poem is about. It creates this feeling of stability and safety, just like the memory itself. It's like everything is perfectly ordered, exactly where it should be. But then, you get to the very end and bam! That stable pattern is completely broken. There's just this one single line, all on its own, separated from everything else. And that change in the structure is so important. It completely shifts the feeling, right when everything felt so calm and perfect. It makes you stop and it introduces the sudden jolt of surprise, maybe even a little uncertainty.
So, all of this, the perfect details, the heavenly light, the broken structure, it all leads us to a much bigger question. Is this poem really just about a nice memory of a picnic? Or is Causley using this scene to talk about something way, way bigger? Something like life, death, and, what comes next?
This is where the idea of an allegory comes in. And an allegory is basically a story that has a hidden meaning, usually a spiritual one. So a lot of people read Eden Rock this way. The surface story is the family picnic, right? But the hidden story? Well, that's about the speaker getting older and getting ready to be reunited with his parents in the afterlife.
So you can kind of see the two layers of the poem here. You've got the memory of life on one side, the family picnic, the HP sauce bottle, all those earthly details. And on the other side, you've got this idea of the afterlife, a spiritual reunion, heavenly light, and so on. In this interpretation, that little stream they're near isn't just a stream, it's the boundary between life and death. And his parents aren't just a memory, they're almost like guides waiting to help him cross over.
And in these lines, that deeper allegorical meaning just becomes crystal clear. They're calling to him from the other bank. I mean, that's got to be the afterlife, right? And listen what they say.
Their words are so calm, so reassuring. It's all about easing his fear of that final journey, of crossing that stream from life to whatever comes next.
Okay, let's wrap this all up into some key points you can actually use. Because for your exam, you're going to need some solid evidence to back up your ideas.
So, if you're revising, these 4 quotes are an absolutely fantastic place to start. You've got Somewhere Beyond Eden Rock, which hints at that spiritual, heavenly place. Then 3 Suns, which is just packed with religious imagery. You've got the really direct line about the crossing not being hard, which tackles the theme of death head-on. And of course, that killer final line. The real key for the exam isn't just to remember them, but to explain why they're so powerful. If you can do that, you've got a brilliant essay right there.
And that brings us back to that final, incredible line. I had not thought that it would be like this. It just leaves us hanging, doesn't it? Is that a sigh of peaceful acceptance? Or is it a gasp of surprise? Maybe even a little bit of fear? Causley doesn't tell us. And honestly, that's what makes the poem so powerful and memorable. He leaves it up to you. So what do you think? What is he really feeling in that final moment?